Please. Oh, so you got the
I went on board of sanded, but it doesn't really. I mean, it works okay, but
probably better than you doing it.
what?
Probably better than what you doing it. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna finish this week. I actually made a little bracket for extra reservoir because basically for the clutch on Gen Coupe, on manual transmission, it actually shares with the brake reservoir. So basically it gets connected on that side. But then if we could drill a hole here and then do this, but then we gotta bleed out the brake system and all that crap. So we usually just go with the extra reservoir. So I was able to take one out from. Oh man, we gotta order that part, yeah? Your brake reservoir. So yeah, took one out from Aaron's bike, and Sandy pretty much has something similar what we use, but then it's not been like mounted or anything, just sitting there. So Aaron's first time trying welding. See how good it is. Like he's like an online welder. Like online mechanic, you know how the online mechanics are, right?
I can't see. I'm like.
Yeah, they all talk about all this, like how good they are online. Try more. Let's see it. He's been saying like, oh yeah, I could be better than you, blah blah blah, but let's see it. You're like a internet mechanic. You're an internet welder.
Internet welder.
Yes. We have many of that in our community, unfortunately. And people listen to them for some reason. Let's see it.
It's not melting.
Okay, so here's the first outcome. Like, what you want to do is see, this is what the internet doesn't tell you. Okay. I think it's gonna look good when it's sideways, not upside down. Yeah, imagine taking that out in the car. So
You won't be able to.
no. So that's the part. Just got here. I got here too. I came here pretty early, eh? I woke up like 4 in the morning. I did everything this morning. Went to work out like at 8. And then
Sitting in traffic.
yeah. Wednesday, came into the shop. Let's see what's going on. What are you doing? Oh, you cut him? Alright, so Aaron's setting up, lifting a transmission like a man. And he's an animal. There you go. All that muscle. In there ready?
Yep.
That was so it's about noon. And the transmission's in, drive shaft is in. Aaron just finishing up with the bolt and nuts. Apparently this didn't come with the ground wire either, which we could probably just make one, but just little things that just add up time. Then I was just inside putting some insulation. Because at the end we're cutting it, and it's like 2 layers of a thin metal. So I put like 4 or 5 layers of the insulation, which I'm missing in Sandy. That's why you hear all that stuff coming from the bottom. But for a customer's car, we'll put that extra. Just little things that I don't have to do, you know what I mean? Like we don't have. Oh damn! Not bad.
It's been years since I did that.
That was like pretty much the slowest. You're gonna do a head spin?
I used to be able to.
No, don't do it. Don't even try. I don't want your neck just break in half, you know?
Oh, it moves.
Alright, so didn't have so much time to film anything today. Just, oh man, it's already 7. So, basically the car's off the lift. Aaron actually started working on his bike. He's gonna put it back together like by tomorrow, he said. And he just keeps changing his mind on the the color. Supposedly it was gonna be a black chrome. Yeah. And what happened?
I ditched the black chrome.
Tell the guys
shit.
what happened.
It looked like shit.
Yes, yeah. So just
and then it came off just by fucking spraying brake cleaner.
Brake cleaner, yeah. So if he like accidentally spilled like gas, then it would have been like all over the place, just melting everything. So he's just gonna polish this thing, and he's just going 2-tone now. I don't know. I think he's just gonna go like this at the end of the day. He's like, you know what?
It's gonna turn into a wreck bike.
Yeah, like just wasting time, just partying it out. Supposedly it was like a powder coated at first, and then all that crap. So he's just putting it back. So I'm just gonna go over this car, what we actually have done to it. So I was outside just shooting some air, vacuuming it, kind of wiping it down. The car, before I handed it over to a customer, the car came in pretty dirty, and just vacuumed it. Just little things we could do, you know. Won't charge you for this. But then, so the clutch pedal, brake pedal, it's all OEM parts. So it just fits the way it should be. So no modification, cutting, chopping, or anything like that. Went through the firewall, and keeping in mind, we're letting the customer to break in his new clutch, competition clutch. So he's gonna come back after like have some mileages on the clutch, like 800 miles or so. You could see the separate reservoir we put in there. So the clutch pedal went through the firewall, drilled. We made a hole. Has to have that brake line. I mean the clutch line coming from the master cylinder. Go underneath to the transmission. Obviously connected. We had to blade the clutch earlier. Meth line. The 13 turbo modified in there. Had to shorten the piping in order to put it on the car. The 10 to 12 it doesn't fit. It was just too up there. And I remember like when we worked on one of these cars with the same setup, you used to pop the coupler because the angle. So I had to modify the piping a little bit, put a new weld on it. Showing the piping, put a different angle of the pipe, weld it together. 13 injectors, and basically, the 13 O2 housing and downpipe. And you go on to the back. Didn't have really time to vacuum the trunk, but basically, this is how it came in. It was pretty dirty, but what can we do? So the meth kit is installed. Made a nice weld here for the meth kit. bracket, something I threw in a bill like this, you know, just if the customer is spending good amount of money and giving us a good amount of time for the labor and drop it off, then I have time to throw in something like this. You know, it could have been just one, you know, like a lot of people do, you know, some wood pieces, you know, put it on there. We don't like that way, so it's installed, went underneath. So that's pretty much it. And I mean, hourly, like it could be done in like an hour, a day. We're just missing a lot of pieces, and yet we're gonna have to have this car come back and do a custom to once it's all broken in. So one thing we haven't figured out is the wiring. I actually figured that out for the 3.8, but then 2.0 is a little different. So the automatic has the neutral safety switch, so the car wants to see the car, that, you know, the automatic being parked or in neutral in order to start the car, turn it off, or even take the key out. So that's a little trick that we have to, well, now it works, but it's just temporary, but we're gonna make it like permanent, and we have to put a reverse light hooked up to, because obviously that's connected to the transmission for a reverse light. So those are the things that we couldn't do because the customer has to pick up the car today. So that's what we'll do, and we're just waiting on the customer. Just taking a break right now after like all day just working back and forth, and I had to do a few ECUs, flash, and I was helping the 845 guys too, flashing, helping this guy, taking stuff out. But then Aaron at one point was at, if you're wondering why Sandy's on the jacks again, yeah, we had to take some parts off of the Sandy, put it on that car. And again, this is like a donor car. We'll never be on the road. But it is what it is. Go up? Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was loud. You got it.
Yeah. I mean, it's always the first gear that's hard.
The hardest, yeah.
Yeah. Probably see him stall again. How's that feel?
It feels great. I think you're doing pretty good. I was doing terrible at first. Yeah. Alright. That's fun, man. That's awesome. That was great.
It's good?
Yeah, it feels awesome. Thank you, Jay.
Oh, no problem.
I'm fucking stalled out, so.
I couldn't get it. Yeah.
Tell me how to drive. You're a race car driver.
What is this, Aaron? You're like, wee! That's all I heard. Like, ah! Oh, shit! Oh,
I almost had it, but then I didn't have nobody to sign the move it. So I was like, fuck.
So you're basically waiting for me, huh? That's crazy.
I'm working on this.
I wanna.
I wasn't expecting for it to be that. Oh, Jason.
Put in your pressure. Let's see, he stalls or not. Shit. I got it this time.
Jason, feather the gas. You gotta feather it.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a fun ride home.
Yeah, stay behind him. He's gonna run you over. Alright, so I just help him out to
Sliding up both
to put the engine. Like you could have done it without me, regardless.
But I had the muscle memory.
For last
lift up the motor.
last half an hour you weren't, because you weren't using your brain. You know, that's what it is. And he was just standing here. Nice Thursday morning. Yeah, let's do this. This is the way to Planet Fitness from my house.
Yeah. B-A-S-I-C-K back in the game. 3년 전 잊혀진
Out
내
in. What's going on? Oh, move out the way. Come on. Whoa, the car's burning. Some car's on fire. Oh man, that stupid PA driver. Let me see. Whoa. Some car's on fire. Damn. There was a no mask, yeah?
Watch
Whoa, almost had him.
Ah, that little gopher.
Yeah. I mean, I would run it over.
I thought
but
it was fake at first.
yeah, I'm like, what the hell is that? Usually it stops. So me and Aaron just came to my house real quick and picked up. We're gonna pick up the punching bob, which I also have, but I think this is gonna work out better. Oh, we gotta get the gloves. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I put the 아니 글로브를 안 가져왔어. So we were gonna take this one, but then it's so heavy on the bottom. So hey guys, say hi.
혜민 어디 갔어?
Aaron은 차에서 기다리고 있어. So we're gonna leave this one here. Took the punching bag from here, and see you guys. I'm really leaving now. Bye bye. Some punching bags, gloves. That's what I thought. So he's stuck at the. Oh yeah, this guy can't. This guy can't jump.
That's what you got.
He can't jump.
Come on.
No, I'm not doing
That's
it.
what you got. Come on.
No, I'm not that good. So Thursday, just kind of cleaned it up and some boxing. Doing some boxing. No. Oh man, that's weak as shit. Oh no. No.
That's what you got.
You don't you gotta freaking use your ass. You hear the difference sound? Okay? And then you have to have this fucking thing. Oh damn! It started! Do it! Do it! Oh damn, man, that almost killed my ear. Yeah, I'm going in. Bye. So, after all that decisions, he decided to wrap it. So first he was gonna do it with the white tape, but then just like the shitty vinyl that could pretty much see through. So now he's going with the carbon fiber wrap that we had. And it came out pretty nice. You know, just two of us just kind of wrapping it, with some heat on it. Pretty easy thing to do. I mean, not like perfect, but better than like, you know, the metal finish, yeah? Probably you won't even show in the camera because it's so like looks just like it looks crazy in the camera, man. Is that we'll probably oh dang. I never get people like this. If you wanna actually run, wait for the light. Why don't you run this way, cross the street when there's no car, run back? I mean, if you're out for running, why would you want to wait for the light? I don't know. I just don't get it when people like running and they're like at the light just like freaking out, you know, because they can't run, so they just jog on the. Yeah, you looked at my body and what'd you say?
Yeah, I don't know what you talking about.
You say you're disappointed in yourself.
I say I am disappointed in myself
because you're discouraged after seeing these, right? These muscle. What the fuck? That's all we do, right? We get half naked, showing each other like
stare in the mirror.
Yeah, in the mirror.
Bro, my arms are good. Look at my chest. Look.
Yeah. Look at my birthmark.
I swear, this is not what it looks like.
Yeah, no, it's just. Yeah, we usually wear like long jeans and cover myself. No. I was just doing some trimming, and yeah, it was ugly, but then I think I'm pretty good at this. Just kind of OCD about a little thing. When I'm at it, I just don't do it. Don't have time to do it. But when I do, I try to make it nice, you know, nice and clean. It took me like about 2 hours to trim it out, pick it up, and yeah, I think it came out pretty nice. Yeah, all round shape. I used to just cut them like. Alright, so it's Monday, 8:30 in the morning. Just put my workout in, about an hour workout. And I'm heading to the shop. 9 o'clock, I have a customer that's coming in. He's actually came from Connecticut and stay overnight at nearest hotel, I guess. And he's coming by at 9, drop his car off. I'm gonna give him my Santa Fe to drive around. So the customer dropped it off, and Aaron's here. Surprisingly, he was on time. At 9, yes. Yeah, I'm gonna clean this area. I'm gonna actually. So this is before. Get out the way. I want to show before picture. This is before Aaron's mess. Okay, before. This is before.
Get an angle that's looking at the install. Come on, guys, you guys. You suck at being a photographer.
Has that collector, but then doesn't have the end to it. Inside, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know if you can see it, but doesn't have that little end that pointing out. Could have been better, but I guess for the price, this is actually an okay header. Apparently, this is the gasket the manufacturer provided, and from the get-go, I'm not gonna use this. It's already like spread out, bent, as you can see, and these materials usually just end up giving up, so probably just leak like crazy. So we're just gonna use the stock metal gaskets.
This connector
doesn't reach.
Doesn't reach. The bung is too low for the CNT headers for the 2013 V6.
And the bung location could have been better, yeah? In the first place, and it will actually solve all the problems.
Yeah, could have raised it up a little bit.
Up there, and it's on the side, and it's actually pretty much touching the transmission unit.
So for people that's thinking about this, these headers, there's two things. The last nut on the passenger side, the actual stud is too close to the runner. The runner is not enough clearance, so you actually have to thread the nut in as the headers are being attached, which makes it a pretty pain in the butt. As on the driver's side, besides this bung being too close, you actually have to disconnect the drive shaft, the gearbox. Make sure you mark it, and you have to pretty much feed all the bolts and the nuts by hand and with a wrench. So you can't really use a ratchet, so it makes it a little bit more pain in the ass. This is why it takes so long to install these.
All right, so we're about to put everything back together. Putting the undercover back on. The car has some like vibration issues, but which it came in. The customer came in with. We tried to fix it. You know, I think partially fixed, but I think it's genetically from the exhaust, how they're made. I mean, there are like a few things that they could have improved from the manufacturer, but nothing we could do at the end. The car was fully bolted. Pretty much the 3.8, you don't have so much choice, but exhaust, downpipe, and this one actually had the header, so it actually put out a little higher numbers for the baseline. So it made about 290 on our dyno. I mean on the dyno, if you convert this to another 13%, so I ended up with like a 315 with the after the tune, if you convert it on the dynojet. So really depends. Sometimes you can maximize the tune or whatever if you have bolt-ons, but then at the end it's just gonna maximize. It's just gonna max out. You know what I mean? Just have less room to play with. It's just gonna stop making power more than what the engine could generate. So it's really sometimes give or take. You know, like really hit or miss. Sometimes you make more power with some fully bolted cores, or it already has good power with the stock tune. That means we're just gonna have less room to play with, and it's just gonna make less gain if you're not so impressed with the numbers. But at the end, naturally aspirated engine, you know, 10-15 horsepower just with it is pretty damn good, you know, especially one that are all fully bolted. Like I said, I'd like to make an announcement. I don't know if you've seen it already, but we're gonna actually throw a fall meet. This is kind of last minute. Yeah, sorry, we just had a lot of things to do, and then I was still debating we should throw one or not. I mean, which is, we've been doing it for like 4 or 5 years. We do one in April as well. But we decided to actually throw an event. September is usually lower in the attendance because the school starts and everything. And we like it that way because the crowd is a lot more controllable. We like to have a small compact meet without having any sponsors, prizes, anything like that. It's basically just a meet and have fun together, barbecue, you know, maybe some dyno pools or installation on the side. Always I have my hands full just like tuning and talking to customers and whatnot, so there won't be any custom tune on the dyno that day for that reason. We might throw like a little cruise after, perhaps, and maybe a group of people could go, you know, get some drinks and, you know, drink a little beer and stuff like that. So if you're interested, you're more than welcome to come. But there are some rules and regulations. You're responsible for your acts. You know, there's a big ass dumpster outside. That's where you dump your trash. I don't have to teach you. I don't have to, you know, babysit you or anything. You socialize yourself. You have to go jump on people and start talking. I don't have to like hook you up with other people, this and that. So I think it's gonna be a good opportunity, but I want to make it very positive, so that way we can just keep going with this event, and we're gonna keep bringing this event. I was this close to not to do any events because we're honestly we've been turned off by a lot of people. Our staff had to stay at least an hour or two to just clean up the mess outside of the parking lot. Just picking up your trashes, those alcoholic drinks that we told you not to bring, you've been drinking on the side. Cigarette butts everywhere pretty much. Again, there's a dumpster. There's something called dumpster. That's where you actually pick up the trash and dump it. Okay? So, honestly, like, we're adults. Again, we're all adults. If you're going to be coming here and acting up and not follow the rules, please do not come. Don't ruin it for everyone. Okay? I mean, oh, Jay's overreacting, you guys are overreacting, blah, blah, blah. I think you should appreciate what we do. Then if that's the case, please come to in that mentality and do not cause any problems, because we don't want that, okay? Well, let's just all act like an adult and let's all have fun. That's the whole concept. Okay, we're gonna all have fun. Alright, so it's gonna be at SFR USA September 13th, which is Sunday. And again, this is a last minute decision. And before it gets really cold in the East Coast, we're gonna actually throw that out. So those who are actually willing to attend, please hit that going button on the event page on Facebook, SFR Fall Meet. And I'll see you here, and I'll see you next week. Thank you guys.